Hello, and for my fourth developer diary, we're just having a little playthrough. We've got two friends here, Adam and Rich.
I do.
Right, so you're seeing my game in action.
Awesome.
Is it really?
Yeah. Light show or what?
Yeah, I love those light effects. They were completely by accident. Well, they weren't by accident. It's I'm using a variant of the Doom engine that, as I've noted before, that it sort of maps images onto surfaces for lights, and the default is like a circle gradient, which makes it look like a smooth light. But I replaced it with a square, and an ungradient square. It's literally just a sharp pixel square.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the result. I think it makes it look stylish.
Yeah, this level in particular just makes me think Tron all over. Tron Legacy in particular.
Yeah, well, I don't really care too much for Tron Legacy, but the original Tron is definitely an inspiration. I mean, the gradient sky there. I tried several skies, like some pixels and stuff, but the engine, it tends to smooth everything off. So the sharp pixels you've got on the levels and the sprites, they didn't look so good against the smoothed off skybox until I just tried a gradient, because they're gradients in the original Tron.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more thinking of like the sort of style for the land, not necessarily the sky, but like the landscape. How it's usually got it's usually black with like different coloured lighting. Usually it's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sort. I'm more thinking of like the visual style more than anything.
Sort of. I died. Yeah.
Ooh.
Fatality.
This stage with the bridge and everything. I mean, the bridges thing is something Doom doesn't generally do, and I have platforming here because I like platform games, and the idea of a platform shooting game, especially first person, kind of it appeals to me.
Oh yeah.
Am I hearing jump noises?
Yeah, there are little jump noises. All the sound effects I created myself. I might do a developer diary on exactly how I achieve that. But
Nice.
they're created from scratch.
Yeah, they do sound very similar to, well, it's obvious from, like say, games such as Mario and Sonic. They have very similar sort of sound effects for jumping noises. I mean, to be fair, it sounds as though some influence from Sonic comes into this. Well, by the sounds of it, anyway.
Probably. I mean, there are a lot of influences of mine. The main influences on this particular one were Robotron 2084, Battlezone, and Tempest, like three 80s sort of arcade shooting games.
Yeah, I was going to ask about influences and that, and I had a feeling Tempest would be one of the influences for the whole game design, really.
Okay, this stage...
I love that stage.
Yeah, it's completely black. The enemies aren't, so you can see them, but you can't really navigate because you need to see where you're going with the lights. It's something I wanted to do from the beginning because I like lighting effects. That's one of the very non-retro things about the game, is that it has lighting. But to be honest, I think the way I've done it with the squares there sort of it complements the whole aesthetic.
To be fair, you've done it in such a stylish way rather than just make it look realistic or whatever.
Yeah, I've most definitely not gone for realism.
So it's fun.
Yeah, basically. I mean, at the end of the day, a video game is meant to be, in my opinion, is just meant to be a surreal mishmash. Really.
I do share that sentiment.
Yeah. I've always felt that way, to be fair.
There is not a lot here that represents sort of real things. I mean, we've got the energy bar down at the bottom that's sort of like a battery.
Yeah.
It may change if I think of something better, but at the moment I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Have you thought of possibly having changing colours? Well, then again, you probably have had changing colours.
What, for the energy bar?
Yeah.
It does change, yes.
Yeah, I haven't actually noticed it properly.
It goes through blue, cyan, green, yellow, red, and then empty, in which case the outline is red.
Yeah.
Also, is it like every level has its different colour, or does it just literally go down in colour?
The energy bar, the colour reflects what level, how much energy you have.
Yeah, I got you.
As in, if it's one bar, it will be one red bar. If it's 3 bars, it will be 3 green bars.
And so on and so forth. Do we have a name for all these characters?
They do have names. The sort of magenta things there, they're brutes.
The pink things.
On the second stage, which is called brute force. It does say brute force attack, which is after sort of password crackers. Everything's very like Tron. Everything's got computery names. These things, the robots, they're called circuits. It's
Nice.
because, well, penises or not, it's because another influence. It's like they're based on roughly on Johnny Five.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that. For,
Yeah, Short Circuit.
Yeah, Short Circuit. I had a feeling that we're going to.
I mean, this is a very 80s sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I loved Short Circuit. Still do. I wish I'd. But that's going off topic.
Do you like the square? That started as an in-joke with a friend. Chased him around with a square made out of modelling clay. And it's one of those things. What I liked about the sort of 80s computer scene, stuff like, you know, the ZX Spectrum and the Commodore 64, is sometimes the jokes the developers put in were completely imperceptible. You know, it's like, you had to be there, man. And I've stuck a few of those in. Not too many. You don't need to understand them all.
Oh yeah.
The squares themselves are deadly. They explode near to you and kill you outright.
But they don't throw projectiles, which is the good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this stage is called All Those Tank Programs. Which
Tank
is
programs. Yeah, I know where that's come from.
Tron reference.
Yeah.
There are more than a few Tron references in this game.
Yeah, which is always good. Always good, because Tron.
And tanks for the memories, because yes.
Tanks.
These tanks, they rapid fire, and as you see,
They just destroy you.
yeah, the up till now, sort of most things have done like 2 points of damage. Those tanks, their shots only do 1 point of damage, but they fire so many of them they can take you down in a second. You know, you could sort of go for a strategy by soaking up one of the bullets as you sort of run through their stream there.
Yeah.
They do have a delay for about, I think it's 2/3 of a second after firing, so
Yeah.
so they're not constantly firing at you.
Yeah.
Is that like a dick move enemy?
No, there are no dick move enemies. Everything about this game is fair. I mean, I've tested them.
Yeah. Have you thought of implementing like a difficulty setting at all for anybody that is a complete noob to very hard shooters?
I had to begin with, but to be honest, you see me die a few times.
Yeah.
There are no lives in this game. You can retry as many times as you like.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's sort of held off from the Doom way of doing it, which it does exactly the same.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you die, your score is reset to 0. So if you want the really high score, you can just play until you die, and then that'll be your high score. But if you're one of these people that don't care about score, but you want to sort of get to the end, you can do that too. You know, you just die, retry. Guess what they do? Guess. Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't actually get. I wasn't actually thinking what they would do. To be fair, I didn't even know what you were referring to for a second.
Oh, the pits.
Yeah, I know that now.
This stage is a great example of the sort of flaws above flaws. That it's an extended feature of the engine I'm using.
Yeah. It is looking really beautiful. Even the level design. This is.
Level designs.
another
Battle
dark
Zone. It's
Another dark-
after the game Battle Zone, because there's sort of on this one there's random sort of squares hanging around. I never told you what these guys were called. They're firewallers.
Firewallers.
Yeah.
Yeah. An obvious reason why.
Yeah,
as
another
well.
computery name. The squares are just called the square. The tank things, they're actually called defraggers.
Defraggers, I like it. Now, in regards to the firewallers, another reason why they'd be called that, for how much they fire out, it may as well be a wall of fire.
Yeah, we're sort of starting to see a little bit of my love for bullet hell shooting games here, because a lot of projectiles.
Oh yeah.
Oh, a lot of projectiles. What?
Yep, this stage is called Icons. There's a reason for that. But yeah, it's. I noticed at this point when I'm sort of making the game that there's a lot of running around in a circle, just sort of going around the outside of arenas and keeping the fire button held down while just aiming at things.
Yeah.
You can't do that forever. Some of the stages after this bunch, you can't run around the outside. It's no longer safe to do that. You're going to have to develop new strategies.
Yeah.
And I like that. I've sort of mixed it up a bit.
Interesting.
I'm still loving how the colours are all flashing for the outlines.
Yeah, that's a holdover from Robotron. It kind of had lots of cycling palettes everywhere.
All eyes on what?
All eyes are on you, SLaVE. Yeah, these are the icons.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
The actual name of these things is spyware.
Spyware, I like it.
Their projectiles home in. Little trivia, they have been slowed down several times since I first made them. There's a little quirk of the Doom engine I'm using that you run faster whilst running diagonally. You know, sort of sidestepping and running forwards together. You go faster than just running forwards.
Oh, that little trick.
And you had to do that to outrun these guys' projectiles to begin with. But I thought that wasn't fair. You know, it's like not everybody is going to know that trick, so I have slowed them down a bit.
Yeah.
Projectiles, they still pack a punch, so you don't want to let them hit you.
How many health bars are we talking?
3.
Christ.
So, yeah, that's it. To wrap up, what do you guys think?
Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic.
Can't wait to play.
Thank you very much. And thank you, viewer. Bye.